Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's video is how to cope with mental health when starting a YouTube channel. So let's get on with the video. Okay, so I've been seeing on a lot of Facebook groups a lot of people asking how to cope with not obsessing over watch time, subscribers and views. And honestly, they talk about how it makes them very stressed, they worry about it a lot, they become obsessed with it to the extent like they're checking it every 5 minutes, every hour, things like that. And honestly, you don't need to. I know I'm saying this and some people may beg to differ. They're like, but I feel like I have to, otherwise is it ever going to actually go up? Honestly, it will always go up and down. Like today I saw someone ask what they'd done wrong because they went from 69 subs down to 66. Sweetheart, you haven't done anything wrong. Subs will go up, subs will go down. Some people will just subscribe for one singular video and then realise, oh, it was just that video I liked, so I'm going to unsubscribe now. And honestly, it is a little disheartening at first. But you've got to remember that it is your journey and people will come, people will go. And the ones that stay are the important ones. And the more you check and the more you're waiting and the more you build it up in your head, the harder it's going to be to get anywhere, because you will just make yourself unmotivated. You may be wondering, Sam, how does that make me unmotivated? Well, think of it like this. When you were doing any exams in your life or any sort of test, the more you stressed out about it, the harder it became to do. And then after that actual test, sometimes you would have done brilliantly, but then the times where you stress yourself out to the point where you were studying every single day or panicking every day, those ones you didn't do so great, and that's because you were so worried. You need to remember to stay positive, and without positivity you will get nowhere, because people can see your anxiousness in a camera. So if you are stressed out and recording a video, they're going to notice, and it's not going to be as fun to watch because you're going to be all tense, and you need to remember to relax in front of the camera. You've got to be... Think of a jellyfish or a squid or an octopus. You've got to be free, you've got to be relaxed, you've got to wiggle about. Not necessarily wiggle about, but you've got to have that free movement. And honestly, if your subscribers aren't going up 1 or 2 a day, that's fine. Sometimes I don't get any subscribers for a couple days, and then I'll get 3 or 4. And then I won't get some for another few days, and then I'll just get 1, and then I'll lose 1, and things like that. That is all about YouTube. You will get subscribers coming and going at all times, and if you can't handle the fact that you've done nothing wrong, they're just unsubscribing because they only liked 1 or 2 of your videos and that's all they wanted to subscribe for, then you need to go, okay, why is this affecting me? Like, I know it may be your dream to be the world's best YouTuber or to start up a successful YouTube channel, but you are stopping yourself by overstressing about it. So set smart targets and go, okay, so I'm going to set a very specific target. It will be measurable, so I will have it within 2 months. it will be achievable because it's something that's realistic and timely. So you can go, okay, so my SMART target is get 100 views, and obviously you may say on every video, well, you can check that on the YouTube analytics page. And is it achievable? Yes. Is it realistic? Well, how many subscribers do you have? If you've got 100 subscribers, is it realistic? Definitely. If you've got 50 subscribers, it's still realistic. And is it timely? So, will I get it in 2 months? Yeah, probably. But obviously you have to do certain things in order to achieve that goal. So you've got your SMART target. And then you can go, okay, right, so I'm going to, in the first 2 hours of my upload, share it on Facebook page, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat. I'm going to share it into some Facebook groups for small YouTubers, and maybe even ask some of my friends to share it. And then you may achieve that goal. And obviously, you don't have to look at that analytics page every day. You may go, okay, so because this is my goal, I will give myself a check-in every 2 weeks, every month, etc. And honestly, by giving yourself rules, as weird as it may sound, setting little rules and targets, it will make your issues around checking all those views, those watch hours, those subscribers, kind of leave for a little bit. Because you've got those rules and you've got your targets laid out, either you could have them as post-it notes stuck on your wall. I know I used to stick post-it notes on my wall. Now I stick quotes and pictures up on my ceiling to give me inspiration and relax me, because they remind me of different holidays. But obviously, when you've done those post-it notes on the wall or on the ceiling or whatever, you can then go, okay, right, so I have these rules, I just need to focus on my content now. Okay, so I'm going to make a list of the next 20 videos I want to record. I've got these days set out to record them, and these days set out to edit them. And that's what you do. And you just focus on recording, editing, and providing the best content. And then you do your rules. So if you want to check in once a week on your YouTube analytics page, you can go, okay, so I'm allowed to check in on a Sunday when I check on how my last whatever uploads have been doing, so let's do that. And you set aside that little bit of time to check, but you make sure you're not checking it every single day, because then you're building up this paranoia that you are not growing. But trust me, you are. You are growing more than you will ever expect, because every time you upload, it doesn't necessarily mean the same 40 people are watching it, or the same 60 people. It means potentially 60 different people have seen it, and they've watched it. And then next time you upload, those 60 people may go, oh, I'll give it another go, I did quite enjoy that. Or they may go, oh, hey, Bob, you like this sort of thing, do you want to watch this channel? It keeps getting suggested to me. So you've got to remember that just because only a set amount of people have seen your video doesn't necessarily mean that the same set amount of people are seeing it every time, because they may suggest it to a friend. They may then end up subscribing, that friend may, and things like that. You've just got to remember that at first you just need to focus on your content and your quality. Numbers don't really matter at first. Everybody is so fussed with getting to the 1k subs and the 4,000 watch hours. If you stress about it, it's going to take twice as much time. I know I'm testing out a theory at the moment where, do people subscribe to your channel when they can see your sub count more than when they can't? So I know how many subs I went up last month, and this month I'm testing out how many subs I go up when my subscriber count has disappeared. And obviously you can do those little tests and little like experiments and see what works for your channel, because I know for one channel, turning off her sub count made her blow up in weeks because people weren't subscribing just because they could see her sub count and thought, she's a small YouTuber, I don't want to subscribe. And then there was another person who didn't have the same like effect. She found that she didn't grow because people didn't like the fact that they couldn't see it. And she had the issue of, there were a lot of people going, do you want to do sub for sub chain exchanges and things to her, and all this, that and the other, just because she was a small YouTuber when her account was obviously showing its sub rate. And she didn't like that. That's why she turned it off. But then she found out her subscriber growth just died out because of it. And honestly, you will get people who will just subscribe to do sub for sub, expecting you to do it too. And unfortunately that is the way it will always be for small YouTubers. But you need to remember that you do not need to do sub for sub, because you have the best personality that you could ever imagine. Because everybody has a unique personality to themselves. And honestly, at least one person is going to love that personality. Heck, like at least probably, it's probably more like less than 10% of people are going to hate your personality. So you need to remember, if you are yourself, that's great. Because that just means that you are your own person and people are going to want to see that. And also, one last thing with mental health and stressing over these things. Remember, you are not just trying to grow your channel for yourself. You are trying to help other people by giving them content that will benefit them. So I do a lot of advice videos, and I've done a few lifestyle ones, and I will be doing some challenges soon as lockdown's over. So obviously, challenges are to provide fun content and smiles to viewers. Lifestyle is supposed to basically help people with different aspects of their life that they may actually be struggling with, like with hair care, or even skincare, things like that. All of that can benefit a person. And then advice, sometimes, well, I can't say sometimes, at least once in everybody's life they need advice. And sometimes you don't want to ask your family, you don't want to ask your friends. So maybe going online and looking up a video helps more. So just remember, what is your content for? Don't worry about the numbers. Forget about the numbers. I know it's hard, but you need to remember, your videos aren't just for you. They are for the benefit of the watcher, the viewer. Okay guys, so that's it for today. Love you all. Bye.